up and gets that ball. I like to say, OBJ, behave. Well, he's behaved, and now they're rewarding him. It's been a while since he got in the end zone, and he got back in this game. Let's see if they can keep this thing going, because without Myles Garrett, that offense is going to have to pick it up. So Baker Mayfield in this game, feeding his two top-paid wide receivers, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham. And that was your True View video.
Revenge game for Jarvis Landry.
That's right.
That True View, just in general, it just blows my mind how that
looks very chaotic is the word. Wild. It's so hard.
Yeah, you know who else blows my mind every time?
Who?
Will Selva.
Hey,
yeah, in Culver City, man. Mind-blowing. What's up, Will?
Hey, what's going on there, Nate? I appreciate that. I follow it up. Thank you, my friend, and love your questioning of Jerry Jones as well. Now, there wasn't much that went wrong offensively for the Ravens on Monday night. Of course, they scored on 6 straight drives against the Rams, but they did suffer a big loss in that game. Center Matt Skura went down with a knee injury and has been lost for the remainder of the season. Now, there's no underestimating this loss for Baltimore. It's one of the reasons the Ravens possess the league's top rushing attack. Skura is a staple of this O-line, starting 29 straight games. He's currently second in Pro Bowl voting. Well, the Eagles hosted high school senior football players and members of a local youth group for drills and practice at the NovaCare facility Monday. As part of the team's weekly community initiatives, Eagles players at the practice were safety Malcolm Jenkins, running back Jordan Howard, and also wide receiver Matt Collins were there. Well, for the second straight week, the Rams will be facing a mobile quarterback. We all saw what transpired when Lamar Jackson and the Ravens came to the Coliseum. Jackson's, of course, scoring 5 touchdowns. Now it's Kyler Murray, another moving target for the defense. Head coach Sean McVay on his impressions of the former first overall pick.
Yeah, really impressive. You know, takes great care of the football. You know, his ability to speed it up and be able to deliver the ball when he sees guys open is really impressive. Just how twitchy he is. He can obviously, make throws from a bunch of different platforms. He can make plays in the pocket, out of the pocket. And then you see, just what a dynamic runner he is as well. You look at a couple of the plays that he's made as of late where they've started to utilize him a little bit more as a runner. And, he's playing with a lot of confidence, and you can see why he was a #1 pick.
Absolutely, and with 297 passing yards, Murray will join Cam Newton and Deshaun Watson as the only players with 3,000-plus passing yards and 400-plus rushing yards in their first 12 career games. When we saw, Kay, what he did to the 49ers, give them all he could handle, so now the Rams having to face him, it's going to be a tough task.
And he is a top 5 fantasy quarterback on the season, the 5th.
Awesome.
He's got more fantasy points than Jameis Winston, than Aaron Rodgers, than Kirk Cousins. So a nice rookie season for the quarterback of the Cardinals. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you in a bit. There's more football action going on. 3 games tomorrow, and we have a fresh edition of Total Access coming your way at 7 Eastern tonight. Scott Hansen, our guy, D'Angelo Hall. What do you have in store?
Good morning to the Good Morning Football crew. Scott Hansen here with 3-time Pro Bowler D'Angelo Hall. Tonight on NFL Total Access, what are you most thankful for this holiday season?
I'm thankful that the Baltimore Ravens put a scheme around Lamar Jackson instead of trying to make him do what they like.
Well, Ravens fans are thankful for that as well. San Francisco 49er fans might not be so thankful. Niners are up next. Is this the defense that can finally stop Lamar and crew?
That's a good question, but the question I have is, can this Ravens defense actually stop this 49ers offense?
Maybe a shootout coming up in this one. We're going to ask Hall of Famer Kurt Warner about his answer to that. We're also going to have a complete preview of the 3 Thanksgiving Day games, including game predictions and a fantasy plan for you tonight, 7 Eastern on NFL Total Access.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Scott. Keep it glued to NFL Network the next couple of days. We're all going to be talking about all the football. I want to go right into a segment we call 2-Point Conversing. If you guys don't know, I spent my career in the press box and on the field as a reporter. Nate spent it on the field with a different perspective. We agree a lot. Sometimes we don't. We have a segment we call 2-Point Conversing. I'm going to say a statement, Nate. You tell me if you agree with it, disagree with it. First statement. Lamar Jackson's the MVP 2019. Fact or fiction?
I'll say fiction, just for the simple fact that we keep disrespecting Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is out in Seattle balling year after year, and we don't give him the credit he deserves. All right, so let me break this down. He has the same record as Lamar Jackson. Okay, check. He has the same amount of touchdowns with fewer interceptions. Check, check. And he also has 500 more yards passing. I mean, he's clutch. 9 of his wins are one-possession wins. He has 5 game-winning drives this season. That's the high. So why are we not mentioning his name as an MVP? Not MVP candidate, the front runner.
I'm not talking about that. And I'll say Russell Wilson deserves to be in the conversation every year, and he's a Hall of Famer. And there's nothing. This is the year of Lamar Jackson. Sometimes it's not just about the stats and the wins. It's about what is the ethos of the league. Last year it was Mahomes. That was the ride we were on. It would be criminal for us to deny that this is the year of Lamar Jackson based on looking at what Russell Wilson is doing as well. Look, Russell's great, no doubt. 2019 thus far has been Lamar Jackson's season. To deny that would be false.
It's a great season, and he has to maintain this through the rest of the year. We know that Russell Wilson will. It's just like it's being sunny every single day, and by the 10th day, you don't recognize the sun just because you're used to it. Just because we're used to Russell Wilson being successful doesn't mean we can't recognize it. Russell Wilson is playing at an unbelievable level. Without Russ on that team, just like without Lamar, both of those teams will be struggling. So let's consider Russell Wilson as the front runner of MVP.
I saw Lamar go into Russell's building and beat him.
You saved that for last, didn't you?
I had that in my back pocket.
That was good.
All right, Nate. There's some things that you say that are in the show, and I kind of just am like, what? And we got to talk about that later. Okay. Monday, we're doing the highlights, and Nate said something a little shocking while describing the Buccaneers quarterback. Let's hear.
Jameis Winston, regardless of the turnovers, he's been balling out this year.
Has he,
has 7 games with 300 yards passing. This is a numbers game, Strakes. I don't know what
I think yesterday, Bill Simmons was saying he's the most exciting player in football. It's just a boom or bust. It's great TV.
Strakes, this is what you get from Jameis Winston. You can say whatever you want about his turnovers. He puts up numbers, bro.
All right. Jameis Winston is balling this season on the 4-7 Buccaneers, where he leads the league in interceptions by about 1 million. Go on, Nate. Defend yourself.
All right, so here's the thing. Jameis Winston has 22 touchdowns this season, right? He's behind 2 guys. The 2 dudes we just talked about, Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson. Of course he's going to turn the ball over. He's a risk taker, but he also makes throws that not a lot of quarterbacks can make. He's averaging 308 yards a game. That's only behind Dak Prescott, who leads the league in passing. And you mentioned Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson going up there and beat him. Jameis Winston battled with Russell Wilson, lost in overtime, and his defense gave up 40 points. I get it. You got to put some blame on him because he turns the ball over. But as far as making throws and putting up numbers, you got to recognize it as that, man. He's balling.
Come on. He leads the league in interceptions. He's had a giveaway in every game but 2. He's got more picks than anyone else in the league by a landslide. Balling for a 4-7 team, he's balling. Look, would I start him on my fantasy football team? Sure, but in the grand scheme, would I start him on my NFL team? How many times have we seen this? You really think he's balling this year? 4 wins.
In a day and age where offensive coordinators, head coaches aren't afraid
to... He throws the ball away. Pick 6 right away.
Cool.
They start the game. They're playing against... Okay, here we go against the Falcons. First play, interception. It's like a no-brainer.
Jameis Winston...
I'm just fed up. He's balling?
Jameis Winston can throw 10 interceptions. If Bruce Arians ain't taking him out, I'm not questioning the almighty Bruce or Bruce Almighty.
All right. He's balling.
He's balling. He got 22 touchdowns.
Who's not balling?
The bums that are behind him in touchdown stats. See what I'm saying?
Jameis. All right. We saw Baltimore roll on Monday night against the Rams. I think we both agree that right now, if you were to power rank the AFC, even though the Patriots have a better record, you might say the Ravens are the top team in the conference. So I ask you, come January, come the playoffs, we already saw some teams play them. Who has the greatest ability, or who is the biggest threat to the Ravens in the AFC?
I'm going to say the Patriots. It has to be, right? I mean, you got to respect them for their record. I get it. They took that hard L to the Ravens. But when it comes down to the record and where teams might be playing in the AFC playoff race, they're going to have to go to Foxborough, fam. And they haven't lost a home game in the playoffs since 2012. I think Lamar Jackson was drinking out of a juice box and still having recess back in 2012. So they're the best at self-correcting. I say it all the time. This is chess, not checkers. Okay, checkers, Lamar Jackson, they jumped the Patriots during the regular season. But it's going to be a chess game in the playoffs.
You know, I hear you 100%, and it's very tough to pick against the Patriots.
Right.
I also, I've seen Mahomes go up against the Ravens twice, and I've seen Mahomes beat Lamar twice already in my life. And I know both those games were in Arrowhead. I wouldn't sleep on the Chiefs because you know what the Chiefs can do? They can score points. I don't know if the Patriots can score points. Hey, now listen to me. I know their defense has given up a lot, and I understand. But they've already beaten Lamar this season. They've seen Lamar this season. And at no point do I think anyone can just say, okay, slap your fingers and stop Patrick Mahomes. I've seen the Patriots offense be stopped. We know the Ravens are going to score a lot of points. Someone's going to have to outscore them. Does New England have the opportunity and the weapons to put up the firepower to score more than the Ravens? I don't know. Chiefs? Yes, they do. I've seen it.
Okay.
I see the Chiefs score.
You can say that. Maybe the Chiefs have a better offense than the Patriots, but there's no way their defense stacks up to the Patriots. Okay, the Patriots' defense will self-correct. Lamar Jackson will cut through that Chiefs defense like you're cutting through that thin sweater right there. Oh, man, what's the temperature? Hey, turn the heat up in here for Shrek.
Are the Patriots playing like a top 3 team in the NFL? Well, we just talked about they might not be a top 3 team in the conference. Dan Hanzus, break it down.